Hey guys, what's up? In today's video, we're going to be doing something I usually don't do. We're going to be talking a Michael Jackson Hot Topics. Stay tuned, I'm going to be talking the Michael Jackson movie, the new musical, and Taylor Swift breaking records. Stay tuned, you don't want to miss it. You're now watching MJFANGIRL TV. Girl, you got to know. We can touch the sky Alright you guys, so if you have not seen my face before, I make videos here on YouTube about and for the Michael Jackson fan community, so make sure that you're hitting that subscribe button so that you don't miss a video. Usually on my channel, you guys know I stay away from hot topics, but there's just so much to talk about in the last few weeks. There have been lots of news and releases and just some really cool stuff that I've been asked a lot about in my comment section, so I want to take the time out in this video to address everything and let you guys know what I think. Alright you guys, so let's first get into this Michael Jackson musical. Now, a few months ago, or could have been earlier this year, I don't really remember the exact timing, but it was announced that there was going to be a Michael Jackson musical, and I was all about it. You guys know, if you've been watching my channel for a while, I'm all about anything that's going to be spreading the message and the life and the legacy of Michael Jackson at a large scale. This includes projects like Michael Jackson 1, it includes the MJ Immortal show, it includes even like things like the Michael Jackson Experience game, anything that is promoting Michael Jackson to a new audience at at a large scale like that is something that I'm totally here for. I live in New York City and I'm really excited about the musical. I've seen musicals about other musicians, including the Carole King musical, Beautiful. I saw the Donna Summer musical not too long ago, and I had really great experiences at both of them, and I left both shows really with a better understanding of the lives of those performers, and it put kind of like a face to a name, but like more like an image to a song when I didn't have those images before, because I knew a lot of their songs but I didn't know the stories behind them or the relevance in terms of the artist's life. And I think that we're gonna get something like that with this musical. The performer that's been selected to play Michael Jackson, he's 34, he's been in 6 Broadway musicals before. Right now he's playing a lead role in the Ain't Too Proud to Beg Temptations musical. He's playing David Ruffin, I believe. He was trained at Alvin Ailey? Yeah, I think that's right. He was trained at Alvin Ailey in dance and just performance, and he's a really great selection. A lot of people have been raving about the selection because, again, he's someone that has shown that he's not only like a really quality performer, but he seems to really also be a fan, and I think that's really exciting and important to see someone who really cares about Michael Jackson's legacy because it was impactful to them. So I think this is a really great choice. I'm really looking forward to the musical. They are doing rehearsals, I believe, and casting and all that right now. Let me tell you, there was some controversy about the musical a few months back. Lynn Nottage, who is a Pulitzer Prize winner, but she is the playwright for this play, she was asked some questions about Michael Jackson in regards to the Leaving Neverland and all that controversy that I don't really get into on here, and I'm not gonna get into it, but I'm gonna say that her answer was very politically correct, and it was very like not really in favor of Michael Jackson. That's how it came across, but also mind you that these statements were made in kind of like a tabloidy kind of publication. It wasn't made to like the New York Times or whatever. It kind of gave me pause, but this is not something that is going to stop me from seeing the musical. I truly believe that the Michael Jackson estate is going to do what's best for Michael Jackson's legacy. I know a lot of people out there will say, oh, the Michael Jackson estate just wants money. Well, from a business standpoint, from a business standpoint, and I know that there will be some people that don't agree with me, the Michael Jackson estate is going to do what's best for Michael Jackson's legacy, period, overall, and I truly believe that, because if not, how are they gonna make their money? If they let somebody produce or somebody star in a musical and that person is going to represent Michael Jackson in a way that is, not in favor of his legacy, that's something that's representative of something that's not true, something that's embodying lies and rumors, that's going to get into the way of the estate's money. as well. You know, from a business standpoint, if Michael Jackson is canceled, the estate can't make money. So I definitely think that the estate is going to do what it has to do in terms of letting people know who Michael Jackson was, putting some really fun, and I hope it's like an interactive musical. I hope it's just a really great experience for not only people that are just discovering Michael Jackson, people that don't really know much about him, but also for long-term fans like myself. Leave me a comment below if you were planning on going to see the Michael Jackson musical. It is scheduled to open August 13th right here in New York City on Broadway in 2020. Okay, I am not a hater by any means. I don't hate Taylor Swift. There are some songs that I just love. But I did want to come on here and speak to you guys about the fact that Taylor Swift surpassed Michael Jackson in terms of how many American Music Awards that she has. So Taylor Swift has just gotten 29 American Music Awards as of the other night, and Michael Jackson throughout his career has a total of 24. Now, it's just funny to me because I feel like I was watching a clip of the Wendy Williams show. She's a talk show host here in the US. I'm sure you guys have heard of her, most of you. Wendy Williams actually talked about this on her Hot Topic segment of her talk show, and she was just talking about the fact that Taylor Swift is a great artist, not gonna take anything away from her, but when you compare her, Michael Jackson, to Taylor Swift, like, it's really just not even, the levels are just different. And I'm gonna come on and say this, a lot of these awards to me have been cheapened throughout the years, and that's not to take away from the artistry of, you know, anybody that's out there right now, but the reality is people are not consuming music in the same way. They are not consuming entertainment in the same way. You know, before, people used to go out, would wait, you know, online to go to their favorite record store to go buy an album, to go buy a vinyl. And I'm talking about an entire album, because at that time, you know, people were making albums. Now a lot of artists are focused on making songs, singles, everything streaming, so it's a lot less effort put into consumerism in terms of the music and entertainment industry. And to me, I feel like that's also reflected in the awards. Just to give you guys some background on the American Music Awards, it was created in 1973 by Dick Clark when ABC lost the rights to air the Grammys. So the Grammy Awards used to be aired on ABC, and then when they lost their contract, Dick Clark started his own music awards show. That's the American Music Awards. To me, the levels are very different comparing American Music Awards to the Grammys. So Taylor Swift breaking his record doesn't bother me. It doesn't take away from the fact that Michael Jackson was an artist that had impact that is just immeasurable on the entire world, and nothing about her or anybody else breaking that record is gonna change anything. By the way, Michael Jackson still holds the record for the most Grammy Awards, so at least there's that. Leave me a comment down below. How did you guys feel about Taylor Swift winning more American Music Awards during her career than Michael Jackson? Do you think that it makes an impact on his career and his legacy? Do you think that other awards will be broken, and how do you feel about that in general? Let's get the discussion poppin'. Alright, so I'm gonna get into another topic here, and that is the Michael Jackson biopic. Now, the Michael Jackson biopic. Now I'm gonna let you guys know something. I really only respect, love, continuously watch, stand forever one Michael Jackson biopic, and that is the Jackson's American Dream miniseries. This premiered in the 90s. This was produced by Jermaine Jackson and his ex-wife. It had the blessing of all of the Jackson family. It was based upon Katherine Jackson's memoir that she wrote, and that was called My Family the Jacksons. Now, in the Jackson's American Dream, Michael Jackson was played by 3 actors: a very young Michael, you know, Jackson 5 era Michael, and then adult Michael. Jason Weaver played Jackson 5 era Michael, and then later on he was played by Wiley Draper. Now, a lot of you guys may not be familiar with this movie, but I think that it is a bar that has been set so high in terms of biopics about family, music families in general. I personally don't think that I was looking for another biopic because I was satisfied with that one, but I am totally here for a Michael Jackson biopic, and here's why. Now, I want to let you guys know that I'm not against the Michael Jackson musical, but I'm not actually really for it either. I'm for it under a few conditions. Now, let's just talk straight up and honestly, guys. Michael Jackson went through a number of phases when it comes to his physical appearance. Now, I want to make sure that they're able to represent Michael in a way that is honoring his legacy and honoring his life. But then again, that's also portraying his image in a way that is recognizable to the world. But at the same time, I don't want it to be something that's mocking him. Michael Jackson had a very unique look, and you know, he went through some physical changes. Everybody does, but Michael Jackson was quite unique, and I want to make sure that whoever is chosen to play Michael Jackson in a movie is going to be someone that's going to bring honor to his name, and someone that's going to not only be physically someone that we can look at and be like, okay, that could be Michael Jackson, but also someone that's going to be able to dance, someone that's going to be able to you know, have his mannerisms, someone that's going to be able to separate also Michael Jackson as we've seen him in the media, and then really kind of like become Michael Jackson within himself. Because that's kind of hard to do, especially within the last, you know, few years. We've heard so many different stories and rumors. I mean, throughout Michael Jackson's whole life, right? So I want the actor to be someone who is going to be able to embody Michael Jackson as a human being, and not as a person, and not as a personality, as Michael Jackson himself said. Now let's get into the next thing about the biopic. Now, I want the biopic, if it is made, to be done in a manner that is highly well respected, Oscar worthy. Like, you know, there's a difference between a movie like Ray and so many other biopics. Like, Ray was an Academy Award winning movie, okay? Jamie Foxx was in it. He did an excellent job. There were so many different actors in that movie that did an outstanding job. It was a great cinematic film. I just want it to be something like that. And I don't know that that's something that can happen, but I do hope that in years, maybe if not now, maybe in 5 years, maybe in 10 years, that this is something that can be done. But I'm for a Michael Jackson movie as long as it's going to tackle his life and his legacy respectfully. I do hope that the family is somewhat involved, because I think it's also important to address the earlier years. A lot of people don't like to talk about Michael Jackson off the wall, but the reality is that Michael Jackson was in this music game for decades, you know what I mean? Over 4 decades performing and being a part of the public eye, and I think it's only right to include his beginning years, and it's important to include people that were there for him, including, you know, his brothers that were right alongside him on that stage every night, right in that recording studio. You know, I would hope that they can involve his kids too, because I think, you know, there's one thing to have the estate, and I think the estate is very knowledgeable about Michael Jackson's business deals post, you know, post 2009 and pre 2009. However, I do think that it's also important to have people that were there before Michael Jackson became, you know, the Michael Jackson King of Pop Thriller, the one that we know today. I think that the story has to really cover most of his life. Now I want to give a disclaimer. This news about a Michael Jackson biopic was pretty much denied by the estate. They said that this publication that produced it was pretty much a tabloid. It was a rumor, and they don't have any real sources to talk about whether there's going to be a biopic or not. And I'm pretty much, you know, I agree with that, right? I really don't believe anything unless there's an official release, a press release about it. So stay tuned for that, and leave me in the comments below whether or not you are looking forward to a Michael Jackson movie. Do you think they'll do it? Do you think they won't? Leave all your comments below. who y'all think should play Michael Jackson? I have no idea, but I'm curious to know what you guys think. That's pretty much it for this Hot Topics video. I hope you guys enjoyed that. For those of you that like my jacket, it's an Amazon buy. Go and check it out. I have it linked down below. Also check out a lot more of the items. They're all in the Michael Jackson fans holiday gift guide for 2019. It's a guide that I curated for my fellow fans out there who are looking to buy gifts for their Michael Jackson fan friends, or who are looking to give guidance to people that are looking to buy gifts for them. So I hope it's helpful to you. Make sure that you get the discussion going down below. Check out some of my other videos, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye.